One should read to improve one's capabilities as well as the physical practice. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Hey everyone, welcome to The Armed Citizen, a channel focused on giving you content that I wish I had known when I first started carrying some 30 years ago. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I learned from both positive and negative comments, so please give me your honest opinion. Let's get into the content. Hey everybody. I thought I would make a quick video explaining my library. And I actually have two stacks here because there's two different kinds of books. Now, I used to be a Mason, not anymore, and that's a long and sordid story that has nothing to do with this channel, so I'm not going to get into it. But in Masonry, as we know it today, the Masons, they defined operative and speculative. In other words, the operative or operative, depending upon what part of the country or world you're in, that's the actual stonemasons, the guys that sling the bricks. And then you have the speculative, that was the masons that you know that have the lodges all over the place. So just leaving that there like that, I have my speculative stack here, and these are all books from the 90s because I don't do too much of the speculative political books like this anymore, but these are all very good reads. The Samurai, the Mountie, and the Cowboy, explaining the differences in how firearms and arms in general are treated in Japan, Canada, and the United States. We have one of the seminal works of the self-defense movement, which is Gary Kleck's Point Blank. This man was actually an anti-gun liberal, and when he went and actually looked at the data, well, he changed his mind. He became a pro-gun advocate. This one is another seminal work. This is by John Lott. Him and Kleck are the two guys that really set off the modern armed citizen movement, I guess you could say, is in the speculative, more guns, less crime. He provides documentation on how an armed society is a polite society. And then this is from the 90s, Wayne Lapierre, back when he had some, ethics and integrity, not so much anymore, but Guns, Crime, and Freedom. And then David Kopel, he's another seminal work here, Guns, Who Should Have Them. So I've read all those. They're still in my library. They're good to read. So now for the operative things, we got these. Now, I've already been through Left of Bang. I have talked about this book several times in prior videos. It basically teaches you to pay attention, right? Remember that video? Paying attention instead of situational awareness. This is the nuts and bolts on that. Let me slip down to another one that I've already talked about. The Law of Self-Defense by Andrew Branca. This guy takes you through the entire setup I have a detailed video very early in my series. It says here, you carry a gun so you're hard to kill. Read this book so you're hard to convict. I do have some older books. This one is probably dated. This is Hidden in Plain Sight. It's about how to conceal your weapons, and I know it's out of date because, like I said, this is from, when is this from? 1998. So we all know that the technology and the methodology and even the materials used have changed drastically. This one right here, this is On Killing by Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman. This is the one that I am currently about halfway through reading, and this is not only going to get a book review in and of itself, but I want to be able to articulate what goes on in here and in the psyche of people to have you ask yourself the most important question. This has been very, very enlightening in the in what goes on in combat. This one is more of a bathroom reader. This is just a quick SEAL Operative's Guide, 100 Deadly Skills. All just, it's like the old graphics that you get from the 50s on how to do something. And this is a bathroom read when you don't, just in case you forget to bring your phone or your tablet in there with you. This is a very old book. If you take a look, that is a very, very young Masad Ayub. That's how old this book is. This is back when he was actually, I believe, he was the director of the Lethal Force Institute at the time. So, yes, this one is quite wonderful. In fact, I just yesterday, as I record this, I went through a baton class. So I'm going to have to give this one another read. Beyond Uda. Uda is, it was developed by a Korean era fighter pilot, Korean War era fighter pilot. I forget the gentleman's name, but for fighter pilots, he came up with what's called Uda, which is observe, orient, decide, and act. And this is the cycle that all of us go through whenever anything happens to us and we have to do something about it. We have to observe it to know what's going on. We have to orient ourselves so we can do whatever we need to do. We then decide exactly out of all of our options what exactly we're going to do, and then act. So in the military parlance, getting under your enemy's OODA loop, in other words, making decisions faster than they can, is how battles and wars are won. This one actually comes out of USCCA. This is the Crucial Advantage. This is in my queue of things to read, and this is going to be a prudence book. Remember Prudence? Prudence is that girlfriend that you picked up who tells you to stay out of places and situations that require the use of your firearm. By the same guy who did the Beyond OODA Loop, Violence of Mind. This is a mindset for you to be able to perform the necessary violence if it comes down to that. And the part of the book, just to slip back to, where'd it go? On Killing. I haven't gotten to this part of the book on killing, but he talks about how our modern warfighters are programmed to be able to be effective and actually take out the enemy. So this is another book like that. This is high in my queue. And then When Violence is the Answer. This is another book. Just remember, the classic definition of a gentleman is someone who is capable of great violence and chooses not to do it without reason. That's, as an armed citizen, we should all be like that, because if we have to pull steel from Kydex, violence is come down to the point where that's the solution to the problem we're in, and it carries terrible mental consequences afterwards unless you are mentally hardened to it. So that's what all these books are to help you do. And then we got this one. This is Practical Shooting Training. It's by Ben Stoeger and Joel Park. Ben Stoeger is a world-class practical shooter. I don't know anything about Joel Park, but Ben Stoeger has his own YouTube channel. I highly suggest you seek that out. And he talks about how to go from a absolute beginner shooter to USPSA Grandmaster, or just someone who's highest in the performance during practical shooting. Hey everybody, a little post-production cleanup here. There were several books that I had missed, and I wanted to make sure that they got all the recognition that they deserve. The first one here is A Professional's Guide to Ending Violence Quickly. That sounds like a great book to me, doesn't it to you? Because the quicker things like this are over, the less chance someone's going to end up seriously hurt or expired. The next one is another book I have by Ben Stoeger, and it focuses on how to improve your skills through dry fire. It has a whole bunch of stuff. The book write-up says it'd be better if you attended one of his classes, but I can't. He don't teach anywhere near me, so I'll have to try later. The third book is The Gift of Fear, which is not about instilling it into others, but recognizing the racial memory, subconscious fear of becoming a victim to violence, and how to pay attention. I'm pretty sure that Prudence would like this book. The fourth book is by a guy by the name of Drew Estelle. He's a former Navy SEAL, and he wrote Process and Progress for Pistol Training. Like I said, he's a former Navy SEAL. He also has a company kind of sort of down the street from me in Nashville. It's called Bear Solutions, B-A-E-R. Both Ben and Drew have channels on YouTube. I highly suggest you check them out. The last book is one that I actually, after I initially recorded the video, I went and got a physical copy, and it's in my hands now. It's The Way is in Training. And it's actually a Zen kind of thing, where you're talking about, it's the whole picture. It's not just gunfight. It's not just this or that. It's everything. mental, physical preparation, skills building, philosophy. So I look forward greatly to reading this book. So we must read. Reading is critical because that gives us concepts. It also can provide directions in books such as this. And we practice what we read so we can execute it in that moment of crisis, or even just on the range, be it live fire or dry fire. And it's one of the ways that we mentally improve ourselves so we can physically improve ourselves and our performance overall. So go forth, read some books. I know it's hard today, but it's worth it. If you have to exert a lot of effort to achieve something, it's worth it. There's an old adage that says you will realize the importance of water when you have to carry every drop. So please go forth, improve yourself mentally, physically, and in the art of being an armed citizen. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you for watching the entire video. If what I discussed here was valuable to you, I ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and maybe drop a few coins in my tip jar to keep me in ammo. Thank you.